League of Legends has created countless unforgettable moments for players, fans, and viewers alike. But what makes these moments truly legendary are the voices behind them, the casters. Their passion, excitement, and iconic calls have elevated every play, every clash, and every victory. Today, we're diving into some of the greatest moments ever cast in League of Legends history. CLG vs Royal Never Give Up, Mid-Season Invitational.
It's going to manage to knock him out for a few seconds. Lupa teleports in for first blood, and it's China that get on the board. CLG are in full retreat. They will live to fight another day, but without Stixxay.
Dragon at the moment
Seems to be the focus. Huhi.
Okay, rewind to Shanghai, MSI 2016, RNG is undefeated. The crowd, electric. Home soil, 7 wins deep, playing like titans. CLG, inconsistent, a coin flip. One day they're taking games off SKT, the next they're barely holding their lane against Supermassive. So when they went up against RNG again, expectations weren't really great. And then just 2 minutes in, first blood. RNG didn't even break a sweat. MXG finds Huhi and down he goes. Casters were already rolling out the business as usual tone. This was RNG's house after all. And they weren't just winning lanes, they were dictating tempo. Skirmishes, dives, turret pressure. CLG was on their heels. Every kill felt like a panic button, one they kept smashing without a clear plan. And then came the 22-minute Baron. RNG pulled the classic map chokehold, vision control, flanks, the whole 9 yards. CLG, nowhere in sight. It was free. RNG kept the heat on, securing ace after ace. At 31 minutes, another teamfight erupted. Clean, precise, critical. A 5-0. And then, the quote. This is going to be the Baron, and they should be able to march that one in. Now, at this point in time, CLG was down to 2 inhibitors and a 15k gold deficit. Fans were leaving the room. Casters were already half talking about what the next game might look like. Elder Drake. MXG thinks it's in the bag, stays in the pit, planning to burst it. Looper sets up a beautiful flank, but Xmithy, calm as a monk, steals the dragon. Not only that, he turns the fight. CLG gets a 3-0, and just like that, the music changes. The casters jump from disbelief to pure adrenaline. Next fight, Looper tries to teleport flank. Big play? Nah. Stixxay pops off. Triple kill, 5-0, CLG aces him. Kubi erupts. I never doubted them. CLG EU versus Moscow 5. DreamHack Summer.
And we are going to see the move. It still comes down to Genja. Valkyrie's over the top. Oh, but Snoopy's carried through with the Valkyrie. That's actually going to mean the death of him. But they're picking up the kills left, right, and center. Yellow Pete goes low, but he's still got more damage to offer even after his death. There goes the Gosu Pepper ultimate. It's not going to offer up too much damage, but Alex Ich is still there. Gosu Pepper actually has to flash over the top of his Nexus. Irelia is going to dive in onto Alex, helped off with the help of the Froggen ultimate.
Now let's really turn back the clock. DreamHack 2012. Moscow 5 is the final boss. The team that's broken every other region with an aggressive, unpredictable, fast-paced style. But CLG EU, they're not here to play fast, they're here to play forever. Early game, CLG grabs first blood and a second kill. Momentum? Not for long. M5 dives turrets like it's an Olympic event. Alex Karthus racks up kills. And Baron falls to M5 by 26 minutes. Casters are hyped. This is the M5 we know. They grab towers, extend the lead. By 28 minutes, a 10k gold lead. Business as usual. Casters kept checking the gold lead like it was a glitch. 26.5k ahead. It wasn't a typo, but it didn't matter. Froggen was clearing waves. Krepo Soraka kept everybody alive. And every time M5 tried to push, CLG said, nope. And then the mistake. M5 steps a little too far in bottom lane. CLG collapses. Anivia wall cuts off to retreat. It's a trade, sure, but CLG wins it 4-2. Casters shout, they're breathing, they're breathing. CLG storms down the bottom lane. First inhibitor of the game, 58 minutes in. Still down 23k. Doesn't matter, because at this point, gold is just a number. Everybody's hitting full build. The CLG, They've got the better late game, the better team fight. Final moment. They start Baron. M5 has to respond. It's do or die time. CLG collapses and it's 5-0. Game, set, match. G2 Esports, FlyQuest, HLE versus BLG. Alright, so we jump forward to closer to present. G2 enters MSI 2024 with swagger. 3 LEC titles, the weight of Europe on their backs, and Caps leading the charge. They go blow for blow in Swiss. They beat Weibo. Hype was real, but then the brick walls. T1 and BLG. Even with all their firepower, G2 couldn't break through.
Locked up, Cosmic Radiance coming in a little bit sooner than expected from the side of BLG. Knight exhausted, but he has Xin Zhao ult to get it back. G2 starting off pretty well in the fight, but Elk is untouched, starting to stack up the passive hitting. Hanzama trying to find the stun angle, but they can't get it done. Knight in the midst of the entire team, falling up into Mickey X. Is it enough? Ben and Elk untouched, the 3 carries at the core of BLG.
The casters were rooting for him. You could hear the hope in every team fight. Every Caps outplay brought cheers. But when it ended quiet. Even the defeat was respectful. A nod to a team that gave it their all.
And they find the angle, G2 blinking Elk bars, but they still stay strong. Elk on the chase, Caps trying to make the difference, the ulti, Hanzama taking out Elk versus the world. Elk continuing to find the angles, the slower.
And then came FlyQuest.
As the equalizer comes down, Inspired already gonna lose half HP. Chovy jumps in, not gonna find the charm. Immediately engaged, coming up from Lucio. First blood of the FlyQuest, and Chovy is down. Seraphine ulti roars over the top, and Gen G has lost 2 men. FlyQuest just killed 3 of them.
The last hope, and boy did they light it up. New Jungle? Fiddlesticks? It was madness. Inspired had the casters stunned. Fans were watching in disbelief, and then they took Gen G to Game 5. The reigning MSI champs. Casters were holding their heads. This wasn't supposed to happen, but it was. And when they finally fell, it was a standing ovation from the desk, from the chat, from the region. Lastly, HLE versus BLG. That quarterfinal, that fight. Galio ult, simultaneously, Zika and Knight hitting the skies together. It was something like out of a movie. The casters screaming like kids on a roller coaster.
Incredibly healthy.
Everyone's on the left respite. Jesus, take the wheel. Viper gets shun. Peanut low. He has the smite still. The line goes down. Peanut trying to finish the burn. He uses the smite. Someone pull it up. Someone pull it up. They pulled it off. They pulled it off.
Because, you know, sometimes esports doesn't just give you a game, it gives you a memory. ESC Ever versus TSM, IEM Season X World Championship.
Fly's trying to be a hero though. Doublelift is low. Loken gets the kill onto Doublelift. Bjergsen lopes out too. There's a kill for Tim. There's a double kill for Tim. And incredibly, TSM gets aced.
This one had the casters absolutely losing it. Right from minute 1, literally the first minute, TSM strutted onto the rift like they owned the place. First blood off an invade, classic NA bravado, and it worked. It wasn't just a kill, it was a statement. The desk was buzzing, analysts were giddy, casters already drafting the TSM's back baby headlines. And for the next 10 minutes, it looked like a stomp in the making. ESC Ever tried to force a dive on Hanser's Fiora at 6:30, but instead of punishing him, they ended up feeding 3 kills to TSM. The crowd was already leaning back in their chairs. You could practically hear the FF15 jokes flying through Twitch chat. Then boom, another dive at 10 minutes. This time, TSC go top, Ever finally snagged their first kill. But at what cost? 3 more deaths on the board. The kill feed was looking like a crime scene, and TSM's lead ballooned past 3K gold. By 10 minutes in, it looked like a highlight reel in the making for Doublelift and crew. Now look, mid-game arrives and Ever gets some kills. Sure, nice effort, but it was like trying to bail water out of the Titanic with a spoon. Every time they caught somebody, TSM traded up. Dragons, towers, map pressure. Casters were calling it a clinic, a textbook snowball, a clean macro game. But then minute 29 hit. That's when Doublelift turned the server into his own personal arcade machine. The fight was chaos, the kind of chaos that even a 4K camera couldn't keep up with. Ever goes in, no turret safety, just raw ambition, and Doublelift answers with a pentakill. 5 bodies. Twitch chat exploded, casters were yelling over each other. One of them literally screamed, "Doublelift's on fire," and he was. The gold lead, now 7K. The tempo, all in TSM's favor. The game felt wrapped. But League of Legends doesn't always read from the same script, and it only escalated from there.